The teachers and trainers in this sequence are on a journey of professional development. They have been willing to share their reflective practice to provoke further thinking and discussion on approaches which engage learners with their own learning. You may also wish to refer to sections in the accompanying teacher and trainer resource. Three demonstrations devised by learners to help them explain their understanding of the conservation of linear momentum. This sequence follows teachers, trainers and learners through the process. Richard and Les were two of the many practicing teachers and trainers who helped to develop, test and modify activities for the National Teaching and Learning Change Programme. They agreed to join with others in a process of professional reflection. The starting point for which was to share experiences of testing materials and the issues these revealed about teaching, training and learning.
Are we technicians of material? Here's the material, you deliver it, and you don't even think about it, or are we actually involved in learning?
I found that the process of delivering these materials, we found that we had to add to it a bit or take something away or modify it slightly. So the materials, in its sense, were excellent in terms of getting group work going and students interacting.
Mine have actually reacted quite well, and all feedback that I've had from my students has said that they have enjoyed the activities. And they actually, I would say that they've probably come on more and developed more because they're working in groups.
If they're doing individual tasks, you can't hear what they're saying in their heads. Where if they're working in groups, you can hear what they're saying to each other. So you know whether or not they're on the right track.
Knowing more about learners' thinking, everyone agreed, would help them be more responsive. First, though, how to provide opportunities for learners to demonstrate their thinking.
You could give a group an exercise where they develop a new set of materials based on what they've seen.
The idea of like a mini project, if you like, where students you give them a subject area and say, I want you to develop some resources to teach that subject. And that's a challenge for them. And they're going to be teaching themselves by teaching others.
Are you going to make some suggestions, or leave it complete blank canvas?
Totally open, and then the idea that they come up with immediately gives you an impression of what they understand of the subject. They need to be able to develop themselves rather than just be given the information.
That's the nature of engineering, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're constantly learning ourselves.
So
and you're not going to be with them when they're on an oil rig or in a motor vehicle garage to give them that information.
An engineer will always have to communicate information across to his or her peers at all levels. And not only that, they'll be hitting communication key skill, developing yourself and working with others key skill. So there's a lot of mileage in Notley without a shadow of a doubt.
Let's see if it works. And there's no point, there's no problem in taking risks, there's no problem in trying something new. You're actually asking the student how you can do your job better, in a way. You're getting the student to critically evaluate you as well at the same time.
Yeah, I think that's
Which group can develop the best demonstration of showing the conservation of linear momentum? What I need to do with your first...
Richard decided to brief learners at the beginning of a new topic, in this case, linear momentum.
Of Newton's laws.
They were going to have to think about how they would teach it.
Don't be too worried about not answering the question.
Richard began this topic as usual with a pre-assessment.
Try as best you can to answer those I think there's 8 questions.
Like conservation of linear momentum, I'd never really heard of that before.
Touched on Newton's laws, but never anything like this.
Yeah, we haven't really covered it yet, so it's just, as soon as it comes here, we're just like, oh. And it's not familiar. I didn't know anything about that really at school, I don't think.
The interesting thing here is, question 7 asks them to give a brief explanation of the conservation of linear momentum, and he hasn't provided an answer. However, he understands that whatever momentum this body has got here must be passed on to that one. He's provided the right answer, but he still doesn't know how he's got at that right answer. So, 5 or 10 minutes, just discuss among your groups initial ideas. Initial ideas for your demonstration.
In sharing his experiences with other members of the group, the focus was on the learners' comments and Richard's observations and motivations captured at the time.
I decided to split the 12 students into 3 groups of 4. And I decided to choose the groups myself rather than letting them choose.
And think of it.
The reasoning behind this was because I know the varying abilities of the people in the class.
I mentioned Jack has to be
But the other thing as well, I know the personalities of the students in the group.
That most people, depending on who the sponsoring companies are, they usually stick together. You get to view other people's ideas as well. The difference is that I'm 19 along with like a couple of others, and some of them like straight out of school still at 16. They ain't gonna know a lot about different things in the workplace as some of the others are. So it's just interesting to see how open-minded they are to other people, and that depends on how you can get on with other people as well.
No. We'll have to research on the PCs first anyway.
For our presentation, we could do, like you says, use PowerPoint as well on the big projectors.